together. How they gonna stop both us? Whatever she lacks, I'm right over her shoulder.
Y'all, just when we thought the whole Rhymir situation was messy enough, another bomb drops. A woman from Maryland just came forward, claiming Jay-Z is her biological father, and the internet is already on fire. Her name? Leticia, but she goes by LA online. And she's not holding back. She said she's been living in the shadows her entire life, knowing the truth but staying silent. Until now. She posted a long, emotional message where she says her entire town knew Jay-Z was her dad, like people at school, neighbors, everyone. She said she stayed quiet while raising 4 kids, taking care of her sick mum, and working 2 jobs, all while wondering why her own father never came forward. Now she's breaking her silence. And get this, she says she took an ancestry DNA test, and the results, 99% confirmed. Girl. So now it's not just Rhymir. There's another grown adult out here saying Jay-Z is her dad. This is getting crazy. And if Beyoncé was already losing patience with the Rhymir drama, something tells us this new revelation might push her over the edge.
And trust me, this is only the tip of the iceberg.
So who exactly is this woman putting Jay-Z on blast? Her name is Leticia, but online she calls herself LA. And if you think she's just chasing clout, think again. This woman shared a raw, emotional account of her life, growing up without a father, constantly hearing whispers around her town that Jay-Z was the one. She talked about watching her mom, who battled multiple sclerosis, slowly lose her strength, going from the vibrant woman she once knew to someone confined to a bed 24/7. And while all that was happening, Leticia was grinding, working 2 jobs, going to school full-time, raising 4 kids, including a set of twins, and still holding it all together. In her own words,
I've been quiet for far too long. I thought about this every single day for 28 years. My mom tried to reach out, but child support doesn't work the same when the dad's a celebrity.
she even said lawyers laughed at her like her pain wasn't real, like her truth didn't matter. But now she's done staying silent. With that ancestry DNA test as her proof, Leticia is stepping out of the shadows. And honestly, the way she's speaking, she doesn't sound confused. She sounds sure.
And y'all, it turns out she's not the only one who believes it.
Leticia's not just out here making claims on her own. What's really turning heads is that people from her hometown are backing her up, and they're not being quiet about it. One local posted, "If you're not from the shore, you won't understand, but we all knew that was her father." Another woman went even deeper. She said she personally knew Leticia's mum, Lisa, and that she was the one who introduced her to Jay-Z back in the day. Y'all, this woman dropped addresses, names, memories. She wasn't just guessing. She remembered exactly where Jay-Z met Lisa, what apartment they were in, the vibe, the drinks, the cards, even the late-night hookups. And when Lisa tried to reach out to Jay's team at Rockefeller, they were straight up dismissed.
Do you know how many women call me daily saying Jay-Z's their baby daddy? That's what the man on the other end said.
Leticia's supporters aren't internet trolls or conspiracy theorists. These are people who say they were right there, people who've apparently known this for decades and have been waiting for someone to speak up. And now the truth is starting to unravel, slowly but loudly. Because, like the old saying goes, what's done in the dark always comes to light. While Leticia's story is shaking things up now, you'll need to remember, this isn't the first time Jay-Z's been accused of dodging a paternity test. Back in 2011, a young man named Rhymir Satterthwaite filed a legal petition asking Jay-Z to take a DNA test. That's 14 years ago, and still no clear answer. Jay's legal team has been fighting it every step of the way, using technicalities and delays to stall the case. Rhymir and his guardian Dr. Lily claim that not only has Jay-Z avoided the test, but that his legal team colluded with theirs to get the case thrown out of court. They say the whole system has been working to shut them up. One judge finally ordered Jay-Z to submit DNA, but instead of complying, Jay-Z fired back, calling the case baseless and accusing Rhymir of being obsessed. Still, he never took the test, never faced Rhymir, just stonewalling and silence. And remember that bar from Jay-Z and Beyoncé's song Heard About Us? The kid ain't mine. That line hit hard enough for Rhymir to drop a diss track where he clapped back, "I don't want money, I just want the truth. If you're not my dad, then take the test and say it loud." At this point, it's no longer just about DNA, it's about dignity, legacy, and a man who's been denied answers for over a decade. So let's talk about Beyoncé for a second, because while all this drama is exploding, the streets are saying, she's done. We already know Bey was tight-lipped, but clearly frustrated with the Rhymir situation. But now that a second alleged child has stepped forward, one that people say has solid local backing and a DNA test, girl, it's giving final straw.
And this is where things take a sharp turn behind the scenes.
Rumors are swirling that Jay-Z is trying to handle the Leticia situation quietly, way different from how he dealt with Rhymir. Word is he allegedly bought Leticia a $1.7 million mansion and had her sign an NDA in exchange for her silence.
And let's be real, that's not a cheap apology, that's a shutdown strategy.
Some of Leticia's own friends have hinted at this online, saying she's been blessed lately and living much differently than before. People are connecting dots. Now the question is, will Jay-Z try the same with Rhymir? And more importantly, is Beyoncé giving him an ultimatum? Me or your outside babies? Because from the looks of it, she's not about to raise kids that weren't part of the plan, especially not ones he's been hiding for decades.
And honestly, if this is damage control, it might already be too late.
So now we're sitting on 2 paternity claims, years of legal drama, a silent billionaire, and a wife who might be ready to walk. Let's be honest, it isn't just about DNA anymore. This is about control, legacy, and a public figure who built an empire on truth, success, and family values, now being accused of doing everything to avoid a simple test. And here's the bigger picture. Why does Jay-Z keep resisting? Why go through 14 years of court battles when a test takes a minute? And if he really has nothing to hide, why are people being bought off? Because if the rumors are true, and Leticia did sign that NDA in exchange for a mansion, then what happens if more alleged children come forward? And what happens to Beyoncé, a woman who's built her own empire, her own legacy, and now might be forced to choose between her dignity and the man she built it with?
This story isn't over, not even close.
More court dates are coming, more voices might speak up, and if Jay-Z really wants this to go away, he might have to do something he's never done before. Face it.
Until then, we're watching and waiting.
Drop a comment, tell us what you think, and head to the next video for more.